All right, howdy, folks. Welcome, welcome. It's Monday. It's Monday, right? It's Monday. And we're going to do some more Lorwyn drafting. Assuming my voice keeps out. Should be fine. Well, we just won't be as huge about things. We'll have some exciting small times. But yeah, Lorwyn came out on Tuesday last week. And I played Elves at the sealed event, and then we did a couple elf drafts at on Friday. So my direction today is to try to draft anything but elves, which sounds like a great way to summon every elf into my deck. Well, let's find out, shall we? We are looking for Premier Draft. This is the one, yeah. Yeah, bring it in. We're gonna open up like three, like back-to-back-to-back elf rares. It'll be fine. Sabo Tendi is journeying into the darkness. All right. First pick of Johnny. Well, all right. First pick, Kin Binding. This card is way more powerful than I think it looks, and it already looks pretty powerful. It's easy to like mentally be like, well, like reading out, it's just like, it's a 1/1 every turn. What's it do? Usually overrun every turn. That's usually what this card does. Usually fairly easy to have this be like +2 or +3. You get the creature every turn on combat. So you don't have to wait a full round like a Bitter Blossom. You get the pump and the creature the turn you play it. Yeah. We don't even need to be in Kithkin to like this card. Obviously, it makes Kithkin, but it does not care about Kithkin on either of its modes. So, if we end up with some Merfolk stuff, we end up some Kithkin stuff. No, Lewin, you are not the friend today. I really like Personify. Not so hot take. I feel like this is missing Dash, Shapeshifter, and Changeling on it. Omni Changeling is also a really fun art. It's the everything Changeling. Unexpected Alliance is good. Prisma Basher's good. Lewin's fine. I'm gonna pick up Personify here. I like the card. Lofty Dreams, Pitiless Fists, Timid Shieldbearer, Mist Meadow Council? Medibot, thank you for the sub. I know white is looking a little less in here, and obviously, like, perhaps we don't have to be in Kithkin to make use of this. But the Mist Meadow Council is one of the cards I think of that's one of the stronger pieces to make the Kithkin deck have a long game. Noggle Robber is also good. Treasure on Enter, Treasure on Leaving. Got that Mask. Tome Skimmer is a little too heavy. Pitiless Fist is also really good. That's actually not a bad pick if I want to be a little bit more generic than the Mist Meadow Council. Is that fine? I'm not sure, actually. I'm gonna be a little bit more generic in that choice. Some red removal hanging around here. Cinder Strike and Giant Fall. Giant Fall an instant. Blossoming Defenses and the Dagger, Gilt Leaf. Am I just picking like Prideful Feastling? Or, like, start picking up red in here. I don't know if it's necessary to need to start now, but Cinder Strike is a very powerful card. What a fun face on Prideful Feastling. I'm gonna keep an eye on what red looks like going along with this. Eclipsed Elf. Hi. Dappled Celebrant is a card I like a lot. Easy to make this like a 4-drop, just with some friends. Works well with the merfolk that care about being tapped. Not this one, but in general. Soulbright Seeker is a nice thing, and like the Elementals is a very aggressive piece, but needs you to be a little committed because of the Behold. Puka's Eye is a funky, like, draw piece for Vivid. Reluctant Dawnguard. Ooh, okay, hold on. Rhymekin Recluse plus the blue in here is giving me enough of a want to push into the, like, see if the white going with blue is more powerful here. This is a Mana War with an extra point of power. We can use that with Personify, keep going and flipping. The elemental piece of it is not as necessary as the rest of it. Blightrot still hanging out here. Omni Changeling. Tributary Vaulters, another Merfolk liker. Same with the Gravegill Scrounger and Runaway Together. Runaway Together continues to have some of the cutest and greatest arts. I'm gonna believe in the Omni Changeling and kind of keep it that. Huh. Well, our colors are completely gone from our opening pack. Like, just completely. Interesting. We've got Kin Binding, we got nothing else. This is... Virulent Emissary is far and away the strongest card in this pack. Okay. Let's see what pack 2 delivers as a message. Usually, like, by the end here, I've got a little better read for, like, what we want to be doing. But as you can see, our, like, white is completely gone. We need to find something else to do. Like, there's no... I don't think Kithkin is real. But white still is. Kinscare Sentry is a very good 2-drop that can drop creatures into play. Based on how many attackers you have, is also just a 2/2 lifelink first striker for 2. Even without that text, very happy for that as far as a early drop goes. Shine Striker, our Mole Drifter of the zone, is also a nice place to be. Things like the Foraging Wickermaw are pretty good there. Summit Sentinel, Tributary Vaulter. I think this pack we should get a little better white going on, and hopefully we can use that to cement the white we're in. Personify, keep out all the black in the world, and... I don't know how much I care about more copies of Personify. Personify is very good with, like, Rhymekin and, like, maybe Omni Changeling. The more I've seen keep out, the lower I feel on it, because there's just a lot of, like, weird vigilance and untapping in this set. It's not unplayable, but it's not great. I think it's still probably the pick. Okay, this is a way better removal piece. Uh, this one you can blight for both sides, and it's very powerful on both sides. The first half is more of a, like, sideboardish thing, but that second half will hit anything forever. I think that's the third or fourth copy of Lissel on a Dignitary we've seen. Thoughtlift Imbuer, okay. Thoughtlift Imbuer, Liminal Hold. We're not super huge on like a wide board here. I might care more about the Liminal Hold than anything else. This is still, even without a wide board, this is still really good. Yeah, I'm gonna believe in this with some of the lifelinkers we have as well. I know it's Kithkin count, but oh, wow, look at this. Completely gone on Kithkin. Okay, so neither side. How do we switch then? How do we change into something that makes more sense for our deck? I don't care about Temporal Cleansing 3. I'm not going to be able to get heavy enough into that. Oh, this is. This is going to be pretty bad. I don't know what color 2 looks like right now. And color 1 is like, I think we're fighting 3 people all on the right next to us. Okay. Wayfinder, please help. Because, like, if I'm looking at blue, Omni, Changeling, and Rhymekin are good. If I'm looking at green, basically just the Pitiless Fists. Virulent Emissary is also good. There's like 2/3 of a goblin deck going around. But like that doesn't have any synergy with what we're going into, so switching over to that doesn't make sense to me. Like there's just no carryover. All right, we're continuing to get rares in our color in all 3 of these, which is a great place to be to make up for it. Sky Swimmer is a card I would like. Swat Away is a little hefty on blue. Sonar is also really good, though not as much on the splash because it cares about the colors. Well, maybe. We're not getting that back, but I believe in Bridget more. Thirst for Identity, which I'm not super into. Probably the Marrow Sky Swimmer. This is a nice thing to copy and blink. Yeah, it is a thirst. It's just like creature's usually the card type you want to keep off of that. So it's hard to be like, ah, hello. So I'm pretty sure this card says win the game. Under most circumstances. Like, it's an overrun that draws you 3 cards. Or like, you have to have a board, obviously, also high. Waterbind Trapper is also very good. And Markant going around is very funny. But under most circumstances, I think this is like +2/+2 or +3/+3. And trample to your team, like Overrun, that also draws you a couple cards minimum. It's also single green. I don't quite know what color 2 even is in this. Now, Well Guard is nice if you have ways to tap it. I'm gonna go like this for now. Yeah, because, like, the Overrun, even if it's like, does it pump your whole team? Chosen creatures. So it's the, like, it's not a full, I say Overrun, but it's not like overrun, but like the idea is that if I'm giving Sundap, Celebrant, and Wickermaw as the targets, then I'm giving +4/+4 and trample to 2 and also drawing 4 cards. Wow, Grubs and Tristan's demand. By the way, nobody's in both elves and goblins, just wide open. Yeah, Thoughtweft and Buer, I think, is the lowest low. I expect it to be 2 most of the time. Pitiless Fist, too? A Gathering Stone? Skethkin? No. I think our deck is made up of a lot of these fight spells. Hi, Muldrifter. Yeah, there ain't anybody in black at the table. Something better than just like the Shield Bearer. Informant. But yeah, you can see the open colors. The answer was Goblin. Alright. We'll fight our way through this. Very least, I don't have much deck building to do. Like, take out the Midnight Tilling and take out... Auntie seems like another card that would be like type Goblin. I feel like Tribal/Kindred is a little underutilized in the set. Alright. Keep out, Kinsgare, Thoughtwolf and Buer, Kinsbinding, everything in that. Emissary, Perfections, Druid, Informant, I don't care for the Tilling. Fists, and then... this? The only sign I can remember in Pack 1 that black was really, like, available was a mediumly late Blight Rot. And then very little past that. And then from Pack 2s and 3, like, there's an entire Goblin deck that passed by. Reading the waves is a hard thing to do. Sometimes the signals can be subtle. We saw that white was looking dim, but I had thought that either of its pair colors might be a way to step off of. And it really wasn't. There was the point where we could have picked up, what was the name of it? The, love this emissary, by the way. There was the point where we could have picked up, I think, Cinder Strike, and, gone from there. What's the one black instant? Oh, sure, okay. That's fine. Alright, so Changeling Wayfinder lets us both keep getting our land drops, but also gets us Sky Swimmer next turn. Opponent is the Elves. Okay, we match up decently against that. The 1/1 can just trade off if they want to just trade a card, which I'm fine with. If they have a trick, they have a trick. But I think we're just trading a card for a card there, or half a card for half a card there. That thing's huge. That thing's terrifyingly huge. Okay. Alright. This thing's hard to block and has a pump that targets. Pretty powerful. Very good, like, medium-sized creature. Very hard to... You can't double block it. Which makes it very hard to trade with, especially with the availability of a pump. Okay, Eclipsed Elf. They're... Oof. Oh no, that's a pain in the ass. Nope, sorry buddy, that's the wrong choice. Also, I'm sorry. Anyway. Let's go. They went for the sentence and it was the wrong turn. Go to 7. We've got them dead on the crackback. Even with the reach, I think we just walk through them. No blocks, please. So, check this out. We're gonna go... Kin's Binding. Kin Scared Sentry. Lethal Flying. No thank you. Okay. That went from a game we were, like, very slowly losing to a game we kind of won on the spot. We got to pick out the Spry and Mighty for 2, which is the middle ground, and then just go for, well, what if I get to continue to pump my team forever? Next turn is a 1/1, 2/2, Zoop. This is the card I said 1 games and it wins the game? Interesting. Yeah. We may have a loose deck, but it's a loose deck with a couple abominations hanging out in it. Which is a place we can make up for some of these pieces. This is keepable. The Great Forest Druid looks fine with this. Single white actually will get us Sundapped Celebrant. Just simply choose to draw your bomb rares. That is a good choice, I think. Kinscare Sentry actually, like, lets us put down some heat. I can put Gangle Stomp in. I can also just play the Gangly Stomp. I'm gonna play the Gangly Stomp because I think it goes a little better with the possibility of the fists. The Death Toucher stops off on this, which I think is fine. I don't want to leave them with looting, so I'm going to make this 1 drop for a 3 drop trade. I think they want to kill the Forest Druid is actually the most important thing to do here. Because it cuts us off of too much. What's the trick? Just minus? Oh! Noggle the mind. Okay. Thought left? Run away together? Swat away. Oh, that's way worse. We'll put that at bottom. Okay. I was hoping for runaway together, which would be like, yeah, that's fine, but swat away is a lot more heavy. So this is still looting, so they only have 3 cards left, but they've been showing some pretty, like, heavy power out of that. Okay. Arrow Sky Swimmer. That's a flyer we'll be able to get out of the air. Probably with... this is where Keep Out sucks, by the way, if you... from the bit earlier. Okay, Kinscare, and I think I'm just killing you. Also, we do get to attack. Get some damage in. So Kinscare Sentry with the Thought Weft Imbuer is a ton of lifelink. Very, very nice power we've got there. They probably just have removal here. Go ahead and cast something, see what they want to do. Probably kill the Thought Weft or kill the Kinscare. Tap both. Sure. Alright, we get a 3/3 flyer. We've got Celebrant as an option. We've got Pity Fist for punching anything down, 5/5 or big or smaller. Thought Weft will still be active, so we can attack for like 6 here. Pretty dang nice. Let's go ahead and see what's up. They probably want to again spend a removal. All right, we're. No attacks here because I want to play the Sundap Celebrant. I want to get this big flyer, this big body down. Harmonized Crescendo for 2? Okay, draw 2 makes that not as bad. That could have been a lot worse. Luckily, that's not a wizard, soldier, rogue. Yeah, no, Merfolk alone, soldier, rogue. Cool. Nightmare Sower is a very good thing for them to play on their, like, play instance with. This is lifelink, and then also, push down some 1/1 counters when they cast on our turn. I'm gonna combat first. I feel like they've still got things that I don't want to, like, walk into with the Pitiless Fists. They don't have double blue. Okay. Fight? Okay, they're gonna make our flyer -1/-1 here. Alright. So they are at 1 card left in hand. We are empty-handed. I'm just gonna let them hit us with the flyer here. We're just gonna have Kinscare Sentry. Wow, okay. Let's get in. I'm not even going to thought lift and beware. We want multiple attackers. +3/+3 versus 5/5. We also still have Pitiless Fist. Could be attacking with the Rooftop Percher as well. Okay. I'm just gonna keep pushing this way. We use the Percher to push the fists to force the last few points of damage through. Okay. We're at 35 and growing. Like, our opponent has, like, some incremental advantage fairies, but, like, the point of incremental advantage fairies is to, like, slowly knock down our life total with flying. And, that can't happen. So. One of the things about Kinscare Sentry that makes it so powerful is that it's just an easier to cast Knight of Meadowgrain, or that Weasel from Bloomburrow. And the trick about that is, even without its text, that Weasel from Bloomburrow is a lifelinking first striker that's really difficult to deal with and takes pumps. You know, so easy. Like no one's business. Ferocious Foam. Yeah, 2/2 Flyer's less scary at... Behold the Kithkin, huh? I can't do that. I need... This is not a good hand. It's gotten worse. Wait, I'm sorry. I mulliganed 2 of those. Okay. This is... Hold on. Well, alright. We need creatures to be punching. Kin Binding can get us there if we draw lands running. I've got a couple pieces of removal to keep us rolling. I kind of want to draw lands running, including a plains. I don't feel great about our position here. I don't really want to draw low-cost creatures, and I don't really want to draw... Like, I want to draw lands to get up to... Okay, well, okay. That is a body that will begin punching. We can make a cool fist and punch down things like the Weaver. I'm sure they don't have any removal because I haven't played any creatures. Why would they have any kill spells left? Take a nice sip of... Why would they have removal? Help? Fight. We're right there, don't worry. Don't worry, we're fighting right now. Ora. The worst part is, like, they're not really playing aggressively, so I think their hand's like 2 or 3 removal spells, right? Like, they're just not doing any, like, this is, you know, we've played a couple of creatures, but I think this is 2 or 3 kill spells. Yep, that would be, that's like 2 or 3 kill spells. This is a really good card, by the way. I like it. It's Abigail with a little bubble. Alright. Do you have a threat? A 2-drop and? A 2-drop, okay. And? Okay. Alright, good news. I think it's kin binding. Oh, that's bad. The reason I want kin binding is it should make Assert Perfection a lot better and like would chump this. We're gonna go down to 3. Okay. I think we're about 3 days late and $4 short. Cause like, I can do this. Look how huge our board was for a second. But, like, that's not enough to block and live, because we take 6 from an all-out. Okay, they got there. Alright, the trick is I don't really have any way of adjusting the deck to be a little less dependent on our fight spells. That's just kind of a piece of it. That's why I mulligan that 7 to avoid double punching, but the Fist Metal Crackle is with us. Because like, I think like our only other remaining thing we could add is like this Wicker Maw. And it's actually not as bad as this looks. So the deck just decided it's fine. I'd like to note the power of Kin's Binding still real as hell there. Like, if we were maybe a turn ahead, I feel like we could have came out of that. Ooh. Okay, Spry and Mighty, we're missing... We don't have any difference right now, but I'm fine with our curve. We'll find something for our... Okay. Terrifying, actually. You're just terrifying. Kinsbale Aspirant works decently with Spry. This card means I want to be trading off with their board as much as I can. I want to find our big giant. The wacky 4-2. I will trade with this given the chance, but hopefully their play isn't like Forest 2-drop Kithkin that pumps. We could put in more colors? Uh-huh. Okay, just don't play the 2... Okay. 1/1 Death Toucher. I'm fine with this. Okay. Okay, I like that route. They're not willing to trade the Virulent Emissary for a 2/2. This thing's pretty valuable. It gains life back, and it's a Scorpion. Just really strong. Like, that, the 1/1 that Death Toucher has been, like, draft staple level. Like, fight spells are good, bite spells are good, trades up, sort of stuff. But like having the passive life gain on it gives you a lot more like last ability, I guess is the way I'd put it. Behold. Alright, so Spry is funnily very bad here. Okay, they're gonna go there and Imbuer. This lets them attack out pretty heavily. Not it. I guess only Kithkin, so 5. We're life gaining a lot of this back. Okay. That makes a 1/1, protects from a removal spell. Might be able to catch the emissary in combat. If we get to 7, we can make the Kinsbaler a 3/3 and then gonna go from there. I'd like to catch the emissary in combat with the 1/1 token. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Well played. So that's attacking for half my life total now? Okay. I'm just sort of gaining life off this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So if you ever find evasion, I'm toast. Good thing this has no trample. And luckily, there's no card in Kithkin that gives off trample. It's probably fine. All right. Let's push damage. So, no trample. That's the rule. As long as no trample appears, or the Ever Shrike. Well, the aspirant doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the creature is, because this gives any attacker alone plus 15. So, the 1/1 could gain flying just as easily as the aspirant. Yeah, alright. Well. Okay. Bridget will be making Kithkin every other turn. Team Pump is like there, but like that just makes these attacks in sad. I have Lissalana and Foreman walk in front of this to get the surveil. Alright. Yeah, I want the life gain out of our opponent because we can kill them with flying. You know? We might just be able to get them with flyers. It's entirely possible. They go ahead and play a swap and just slam Doran down. Alright, 5-turn clock. We chump with the merfolk instead of the Kithkin because Kithkin are helpful in case we draw our own imbuer. 6, 6, 6. 22, 21. Alright. Last card in hand is a creature with trample. Uh-oh. That's very bad. That's the keyword. Well. Crunch. Go to 3. Okay. They don't have double pump with Timid Shieldbearer, or else I think they might all out us. They might all out us. Okay. Okay. What blocks have to happen? And can we win? Like this? We take 2 from this. Is there any better way to block? Doesn't look like there's any improved way to block here. I'd like to be able to keep Ginsbale Aspirin alive, but I don't think I can. We need to draw... Skin's Binding? God, they are at 1, aren't they? The block Bridget take 4. All right. But what if they can't attack all out? Right? Yeah. All right. Cheers. What if they can attack all out? I'm really happy with the navigation on that. Like, there's no point in trying to, like, work down, like, whoa, what if we didn't take 24 because all that damage was trample, we'd have just been throwing bodies. But just a... What a lovely game. What a beautiful fight. When both players end on the knife's edge, we both end at 1 point. Ah, that's always perfect. All right. 2-2. Let's see if this keeps going. Oh, that's on my... Okay, hold on. Is that anything I can do anything about? No. No, it isn't. Okay, great. That's a pain in the ass. I'm very sorry for y'all. That generally means that whatever server I'm connected to on Twitch is overloaded, or I just need to restart the stream entirely. So, neither of those I want to do mid-draft. I will keep rolling through here. Apologies, that sucks. But it sucks to have internet stuff like that that's just like, yep, you can't do anything about it. It's like, well, alright, cool. No. No. Sure. Two, three, four. Alright, 2, 3, 4. We gonna get gangly. First, I'm gonna ask if they're willing to trade on that. And I will just assert perfection post. I realize that that misses the point of damage, but I want to let them make the trade if possible because I'd like to play gangly. That card is just one I don't think you could ever let live. It's way too good. Alright. Wanderbrine Preacher, the beatdown. Mono red. Yeah, this is so this Flame Braider is a variant on Smoke Braider, which was a pretty cool. Oh, did they draw into? They drew into the. No, okay, Soul Braider. I thought that was going to be a much scarier thing. I thought that was going to be Cinder Strike. All right, hand on the table. They've got ramp. This is mono red ramp piece, so they've got 5 mana. Looks like they are mono red. Otherwise, I think they would have discarded an off-color unplayable card. No, they are okay. They are in blue. They just must not have a lot of the blue in their hand. Okay, you got it. That's fine, I think. Your elementals deal double damage? I think I'm okay with this. I'm not sure that that's good for me, because you're on a lot of... Like, Kinscare Sentry still just attacks through this. Okay. Alright, we're on 30, they're on 5. We do have the problem that all their top decks are double our top decks. This will only hit us for 6. This doesn't do anything. Alright. Yeah, every one of their top decks is just way stronger than ours. No attacks? Okay. Ah, they figured it out. Okay, fine. Ah, I don't get my 1/1. Alright, this trades and gets us a better draw. I can't draw Assert Perfection here. That's not a better draw. That doesn't do anything other than cycle. It does draw a card on come in, but like sets up like some vivid plays. Ooh, that's terrifying. Okay, let's get some better draws. That's not much better. So I go to 2 from the attack on the Flamekin Guildweaver. Alright. Well. Damn. This doubler does so, like, makes it so our empty board state is a lot worse for us, because all of our draws are half of their draws, effectively. Thinking if I wanted to try to be a little more defensive with the kin scare, but, like, that's fine. Alright, that just means, okay, I don't see any drops now. That just means we get draft 2. which is nice to fit in here. Well, maybe we can identify goblins earlier? But that's okay. Alright, I'm gonna step away for just a second, and then we'll move on to draft 2. Okay. Let's jump on in. Draft 2 time. Yeah, obviously, we read draft 1, so, Let's see what we end up finding. What if we end up with like more Kenton Pack 1 again, or I'm really interested to build with the elemental stuff. Okay, well, huh? That's very, very clearly a very powerful card in the Kithkin deck. This is an anthem for Kithkin. It's a flash creature, so it just like wins a combat, either offensively or defensively. The other cards in here I'd consider like Blight Rot, and then like some of the stuff over here, really. Huh. This kind of demands us to be in Kithkin to be like real, but I'm willing to pick it up. We haven't drafted the Kithkin deck yet. We drafted a Kithkin deck. Oh my. Alright, yeah, but like... Uh-huh. This champion, by the way, unreal. Whenever this enters or becomes tapped, tap and stun a creature. Very powerful stuff. Easy to have with like tapping stuff. We want the changelings with this if we're going to be championing. But this is a fun direction in my mind. Okay. Unbury.
Oh, I'm getting in on the ground floor of a draft, it looks like.
Yes. Hello, welcome. Yeah,
Hello, I'm not very familiar with this format at all, so I'm just going to let this draft wash over me.
All you need to know is that it's a creature type based format, so every single thing you think about those is true here.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Like, it's... if you are the one drafting, like, a high synergy pile that has a lot of good pieces, I think you beat 95% of the decks that aren't that.
Right, so you have to identify which creature type is the one that's available in your drafting.
Yes.
And pick up a lot of changelings.
Our first draft didn't do that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, given that it's, you know, it's only been an hour and you're on draft 2.
We had singularly powerful cards, and we had some things that liked to be Kithkin, and we had no cards that paid off in that direction. Here, we have a couple champions both in these colors. It means that I think changelings around these colors are going to be really good. I also want to find things that let us keep the, like, chompy changeling, rogue.
This is gonna sound. This is gonna be a question I have to ask here.
Yeah, what's up?
I know that this is the first -1/-1 counter set in, like, you know, like almost a decade, almost. Like, it's been forever since the last one. Did they finally rip the Band-Aid off and have both kinds in this set?
No, zero.
No, they did not. They're
Not a
still
single one.
keeping with that. All right. Impressive.
Not a single one, no.
I figure with all of the other design decision things that they have finally, like, reneged on over time, I figured that one would be, like, one that would eventually go as well.
Nah,
No, they actually didn't for this one. Good to know.
Wayfinder. I'm trying to, like, split the Gordian knot on this until we see which of these is more real, you know?
Mm-hmm. For what it's worth, no, there has not been one since Amonkhet. Amonkhet was 2017, so has been nearly a decade.
We had one without +1/+1 counters.
Yeah, but I mean specifically a -1/-1 counter set.
Yeah, I'm just saying the closest I can think of is oil counter world where we didn't have +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
Okay. Mostly just doing a bit of trying to, like, stake a claim and hedge in, like, changelings to make these work better. Unexpected. We didn't get the clone back, and the clone is something I really want with these. These champions do it on cast. Rather than on, like, come in.
So we're currently leaning a white-blue sort of situation going on with Kithkin and Merfolk?
Yeah, Kithkin are white-green, Merfolk are white-blue. Drown Festival, Kirill really isn't. This is a constructed card more than anything. They're interesting, but, like, the only thing they'd be doing is, like, copying the attack trigger on Champion of the Shoal. Clashan Festival is a lot of Kithkin. Spiral on Solitude is more, like, powerful removal. I think that's good. Unexpected Assistance is a card I do want to pick up in this. Hello.
Sunderflock.
Okay.
Elementals, I'm assuming, is blue-red.
Yeah, blue-red, but all the changelings we picked up are elementals.
Right, yes.
So, like, this is an easy way to make that cost 5. And blue also has enough we could pick up for that. Mirror Sky Swimmer is a nice common. This is a pretty nice, like, setup piece that taps all your merfolk for their effects. Yeah, 5/5 flyer that just bounces all creatures. It is if you cast it, so we can't, you know.
Yeah, you can't. Good old cast triggers.
Ooh. Hello. All right. Yeah, I'm in on Omni Changeling. I think we are the Omni Changeling. I think that's who we are in this draft. Hi, Marlin. We're a little too far off for me wanting to be Marlin. This is basically like Elves Plus is where this kind of ends up. Fae exist in blue-black, but they're, like, limited. Kithkeeper is sort of a cloud goat.
Man, I love how Lorwyn looks.
I know.
Always love it.
We could, but
The
Omni
elementals
is
are
way
always so
cooler.
good.
Okay. Prideful Feastling. All your Kith can have exalted. Fae that likes the Fae. Cinder? Maybe just more Feastlings? Like, just fill up the deck with the Changelings and pay off that way? I think I'm fine with that.
Your game plan is to play Sunderflock and then Omni Changeling in every turn running. It's making your opponent not have creatures.
7 mana, exile the top of your opponent's library until they hit 5 mana of cards or more, and then cast them all.
Neat.
And take more stuff to keep us alive while we're kind of getting to the game plan.
Does an artifact have creature types if it's not a creature?
This one has Kindred, so it does.
Okay, fair enough.
Hoshan Festival would be more like on the normal plan, but we've all of a sudden turned into this weird changeling deck. If I find a Mole Drifter, I'll feel pretty good. I say as a extremely, obvious thing, but
I think Calipers would be good in this deck.
Yeah. Donhand Dissident. I'm probably still just fine with, like, the Merfolk Lord in the Changeling deck. Right? Like, this is fine. So, Fae are like a sub theme. They still have their, like, instant speed cast carrying in blue-black, but they're not, like, a direct, like... They're there, but they're not real for some reason.
I would assume that's probably something to do with lingering effects of Shadowmoor. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they're specifically called out as, like, this set has, the 8 creature types for Lorwyn, but like Lorwyn, Tree Folk and Giant are, like, sort of fake. They're there, but not like, you're not, like, drafting a Tree Folk deck or drafting a Giant deck. You're just drafting Giants that work in your deck. But Fae are like, we just... Ooh, okay, hold on. Do I care about Gilster Baron?
Glister Baron.
Glister Baron.
This Baron is wearing an entire raccoon.
Uh-huh. I also could pick up the Puka's Eye. Or some of the, like, Merfolk in here to, like, fill out the rest of the deck with Merfolk friends. It is an oof.
Gotta love oofs.
Ooh. Wonder Brine Trapper. This is like a tapper that you have to tap another creature to get the tap out of. But that's not the actual feature of this card. The actual feature of this card is 1 mana 2/1.
Oh, yeah, that's true. This is a Savannah Lions that's also a tapper.
Yes.
Wild.
Marrow Guide, Glamour, Changeling Wayfinder again. Okay, no, I like the ability to keep picking up our pieces here. Okay. I'm not gonna splash a third color in here, even though, like, it looks like we have a bunch of colors in here, but, like, it's secretly a two-color deck.
I mean, this is part of drafting
All
this
the...
and Shadowmoor, of like all of the fucking hybrid mana means it's like it's difficult to immediately parse what colors a deck is just from looking at it.
Yeah. So Puka's Eye is a payoff for the Vivid stuff, which is counting how many colors of cards you control. This one wants you to have all 5. And it counts as one of them. It looks like red is the one we pick with it if we're playing it. Okay. This one's a much sillier looking deck. I like Pile of Changelings with a couple cards that are super, like, real with that. The Omni Changelings are going to be really nice because copying a champion is very powerful. We also have the Thunderflock as something to copy because we did cast it. That's a trick if you've played Standard you're probably familiar with. The very strange but real interaction between Superior Spider-Man and Bringer of the End Days. Is that the name of the card? It's a big demon that says, like, when this comes into play, if you cast it, Living End. And it costs like 8. But Superior Spider-Man copies from Grave. And it copies on come in. Or it doesn't copy on come in. It copies like as. And so it was cast. And then
Yeah, the ability on the card notices that you just cast that card because it's just entered the stack as that card, even though you technically cast it as the card it was originally.
All right. What do we find here? And then, like, I don't know if I want the Puka's Eye. Mostly because, like, we're only 3 color.
You've got 2 green cards and about 5, 6 black cards.
Yeah, black is easy. And so we'd be able to, like...
Yeah, green you only have 2, and then you'd have to choose red with it. Yeah.
We'd probably just put in this removal spell. This has unique text on it.
You have to have counterspont on it?
That one's there was a 2/1 flyer Tatter Kite from Shadowmoor that had that. Can't become untapped is actually the new text here.
Oh, interesting.
That is doesn't untap, which is doesn't untap on
Yeah.
But can't
that means you
untapped.
Cannot manually untap it either.
Yeah, there is no way to untap the card. If you try to untap it with, I don't know, you're gonna feel really bad if you try that action. Yeah. A couple others that might have like room in here, but like this is a very changeling heavy deck with 4 prideful feastlings, and we don't have a lot of Kithkins for the champion, but we have a ton of Kithkins.
You got a ton of Kithkin for the champions.
Yeah.
Because you have changelings, which are Kithkin.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be fun. I didn't avoid playing Elves.
True.
You know?
We are legally playing Elves.
Like, I cannot tell you I am not playing Elves. Alright.
Now that's a hand for winners right there.
Yeah, sure, whatever. You got it, boss. Whatever. If prideful feasting's so good.
I mean, look at
You
this
know,
hand.
okay,
We eat that one for breakfast.
Easy. Also, we have a really powerful force, so. Okay, all right. Now hold on. We all of a sudden have become.
Look at all of our merfolk and Kithkin. God, we're swimming in them.
Yeah. So our flavor of 4 is going to depend on what our opponent does on their end. If it's like commit larger body, we can tap it. Okay. If it's commit larger body, we can just tap it. That'll be great.
Wait, hold on a second. Do the champions have the champion ability, but not? No, not quite.
No, okay. They are slightly different, but they're called champions to evoke that. You know?
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
They evoke champions, but are they evoke the cards with champion, but are not because Behold is more versatile than champion.
The big difference, the thing that really matters, is that it's a cast cost, making them like very dangerous against counterspells. But it's a cast cost that specifically won't be paid if we clone it.
Right.
So. Three cards left in hand. Okay. Let's see if we can catch that champion here. Thanks to the ulcer. Thank you for a sub. We can no longer catch that champion here. That's first strike, all your Kithkin.
You could still block the farmer. I don't know. That's something you're interested in doing, but
well, it's still first strikes too. They're all.
Oh right.
This is the board. It's a. They get to keep surveilling. This thing's pretty good at keeping them, like, with gas. Okay. I realize this looks funky. I want to let the champion be something that has to go into a fight. Okay. That's a pain because it hands off trample. very powerful card. I think.
Spicy. I like it.
I think that's it.
Gains you you go up by 1 life by doing this. Technically, only lose 1 changeling.
All right. Okay. So our champion is the card that's going to buy us out of the game.
Every time they play a Kithkin, they will get that trample back, though.
Yes.
I'm assuming basically their entire deck is Kithkin.
Easily. Alright. Time to build the board that nobody moves through.
Yeah, how much interaction do you have in your deck, actually? It's not much, right?
We have a couple of the pacifism that exiles.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a nice draw. We could use that to get rid of the champion and get rid of their... alright, we're...
They're doing something to kill you.
Prism. Oh!
It looks like Wrath Your Board.
Yeah, alright.
What was that card? I've not seen that card.
That was Wrath. That was exile any number of target creatures at the beginning of the end step. They come back until your next turn. You don't take damage.
Jesus Christ, this is good.
Exile this card.
Yeah, I understand, but this is a one-sided Wrath. Basically, it functions as an overrun.
It's a falter. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like it also makes so
it
don't take damage.
I would say it's a falter that says you can't lose on the crackback, which is the funniest part about it.
Yeah,
that card is like very reasonable. The big thing about it is that it is like it's a sorcery. Is the big thing on that card. It's kind of playing in a Teferi's protection zone.
When I say Jesus Christ, I mean
I wasn't ready for
of limited, to be clear.
Yeah.
And wasn't ready for what that did.
Yeah. Like I wasn't like it was like okay, we get into like a board state that like is very even. I don't like really like this because it's like, how do we kind of board break? We're looking for one of our removal spells, and then like, hey, what if
they had a board breaker and a half?
That, that's a way to just say, like, actually, I kill you. Like, falter, but it's a lot more, like, falter is just, you can't block. That card has a lot more wings to it. You know what? Sure. I'm in. Like...
We don't play cards until 4.
Alright, buddy. Iron Shield Elf is... That's fine. Let's move past. No blocks. This thing is discard a card, indestructible. There's a white card, the hollowed shield blade, that's just the same card.
I like the maple leaf axe. That's a fun design.
Alright. So I want them to use the Gnarlback here. It removes counters to -2/-2.
But then we're just going to
Behold.
give it +1/+1.
Uh-huh. Behold. And then you can't go to combat.
Okay, so then we just do that again. And since we've already paid the cast on this, it just enters as the creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess they could double block and discard to keep the a 3/1, but that's still a 2-for-1.
Yeah,
so.
I would take that because we get the like for one, they have to choose to discard before damage, and then we can just kill the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Like this gets a card out of their hand and then kills this.
Yeah. So really, realistically, they should have just blocked with the 3/4.
It doesn't. The 3/4 wouldn't kill our thing.
I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Now here's the good thing we have. Them losing their bodies means that our anthems can now attack.
True.
Kithkin Knight, all. The Omni Changeling can be anything, and it has Changeling. All. Alright, that's 5 power. Okay. So I get to play Deep Channel Duelist here?
Then swing in with both of them.
This has Convoke.
Nice. Okay.
Um,
So then you are going to swing in with both of these,
Yeah.
and then they're all going to untap at the end of on step.
just the one.
Okay, fair. The 7/8, I guess.
Alright, let's keep beating cards out of your hand. Thank you very much. So the thing they're doing, the reason they're fine doing this is the card that they control, Morkant's Eyes. Morkant's Eyes here is spider spawning for elves.
Right.
Counting itself too. So they're fine, like, if they can get to 6 mana, they can make like 5 2/2s. Like right now it's 4. They do have to live that long. I'm also glad, Shabadoo, that we got to do exactly what I wanted the deck to do, which is just champion, champion, champion. So get to run them down. But yeah, so this set has the 5 lead types: elves, kithkin, merfolk, elementals, and goblins all have their 2-color pair. And then like the other 5 are more like secondary plays.
Mm-hmm.
Fey-ish in blue-black, vivid and like blight stuff in the rest.
It's primary enemy colors set, but there is a ally colors like
not even
sub-theme.
enemy. It's actually the wheel isn't. It's like a Lost Branch wheel.
Oh, interesting.
Because
okay.
Izzet is one of them. Golgari on the other side, right? So. Right.
Okay, yeah, I guess Kithkin, Merfolk, and right, yeah.
Okay.
Kithkin, Merfolk, and Goblins are all allies, and the other 2 are enemies. Got it, yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. They've gotten one of them off the table. We need to get the Mana Dork off the table. We want to get the Indestructible off the table. We got them at 2. Again, once they get to 6 mana, they'll be able to Morkant's Eyes. Kill spell? If it's a kill spell, we still get the... Well...
Ooh. And they're still down 2. They don't have this active yet.
They need to
They
draw
at least
2
two
lands.
turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have to, like, draw lands.
Which means
running.
they have 2 draws. They do have the Surveil one, which helps them get there.
The big question they have is, if they see a land on top, do they keep it? Right?
That is the question, right? Yeah, because they have to get 2 of them in a row. And speaking of getting lands off top in a row.
Like, we've got a lot of them.
You know the adage.
Okay.
If they stay screwed...
A flyer. So they're going to block, then they're going to surveil. Because that's what this card does. It also lets you exile cards from graveyards to recast them by using blight counters. But they don't have the board to get the blight. So... Alright. 1 power flyer is a 2-turn clock. Okay, land.
Is the Graspling not a... Does it... What?
It just gives +2. It doesn't give a...
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't give
the Merfolk is what gets the +2.
Yes.
Okay. Two of these are really good together. That makes them 2/3.
So even if they get the land here, these don't have reach.
Mm-hmm.
They will spider spawn for 1 million. But it's just too late. Even though, hello. Oh. That isn't actually spiders spawning, thank goodness.
Yes, the card spider spawning.
Oh god, we would
absolutely have killed your ass.
Absolutely. Okay. Good news. We got to do the plan. I got to just copy a champion 3 times. Yeah, we don't have any, like... We would be playing the draw 3, discard 1 if we had it. One I probably should pick up a little more higher. Just as a thing to do with excess mana. Alright, fire and blood. Sure. This is just go grab a land, so it'll fix
I'll
up.
get you your white, yeah.
Yep.
Plus, I think you only really need single white in this deck. This has got more blue pips in it, right?
Yeah.
So...
Like, if we draw it, I can just go, like, Feastling into Champion of the Shoal. Champion of the Shoal here, incredibly, you know, aggressive at tapping down things. So.
Also just is a 4/6 for 4,
Yes.
which is pretty nice. And the other champion,
all right.
Okay.
Champions detected. Alright, thank you, Changeling Wayfinder. You're here to help. I will absolutely take that action, and I will absolutely grab this dog. Thank you very much.
Here for dogs.
If they play a bear... We get some bodies out. This is big enough to dodge. Just get. Okay, sure. Blight Rot. That doesn't kill either of these, but it makes them like unusable. At this stage, I want to burn their removal out. They clearly are just holding 4 pieces of removal here. Like... yeah? Okay.
Elemental god, huh?
This is a Baneslayer Angel that gives either Convoke or Persist to all your creatures.
Wilds.
This is the elemental that controls the dawn and twilight. Champion of the Shoal should take care of that kindly.
Well, it doesn't have first strike
No,
as far
it
as
does
being
not.
a Baneslayer Angel goes, right? So, like, there's that. It is still a 5/5 flyer with lifelink, though.
Alright, get the hell out of here.
I like the gimmick behind the Lorwyn board, by the way. The fact that it is, like, you know, back and forth.
This shift.
Lorwyn Shadowmoor.
Yeah. Okay. This thing can remove counters to hand off indestructibility. Sure. Are they just going to make it a 4/4 by removing its counters?
You can only do that as a sorcery?
Yeah, sorcery speed.
Okay.
They might just do it twice to have a 4/4 here.
Makes sense.
Ooh.
I want to be able to block most of your board. It makes sense to me. Behold can target something that's on the board as well, right? I know that that's not as good as getting something out of your hand, but...
Yes, it can. This is 10. It would be 11 if I all out. So the thing we have here is that Wandervine Trapper is a, you know...
Yeah, is a tapper.
Is a tapper.
You can hit this before combat starts and they can't swing in with it.
Yes. It is a 2/1. It is also a 1-mana tapper, which is quite strong. We don't generally get those at that rate.
Yeah, 1-mana tappers usually, like, the activated ability often costs 2.
Yeah.
If it's like you're paying up front for just a 1-mana one.
It's been a while
but
since
this is
Gideon...
one both sides.
Yeah, it's been a while since Gideon's Lawn Keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Blight is putting -1/-1 counters on your own creatures?
Correct. So, like, you could recharge the stone back, for instance, would be
Right.
the use case there.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just...
Yep.
I didn't follow the mechanics of this set very actively. I followed the art, actually. But I didn't follow the mechanics of the set's, like, reveals and whatnot all that much. I've said this a few times of, like... When Lorwyn Shadowmoor was, you know, extant, they actually made it a point to do a lot of, if not all of the art, either in physical media or in a painterly style imitating physical media. And it's a really, really good look. And I'm glad that they actually did it again, you know?
Yeah, this set has a... The set also has a return with a number of, like, older artists that have a great...
Like Richard Kane Ferguson?
Margaret Olson... like, it's like LED and those pieces. For, like, you know... What a... Again, removal.deck versus the power of champion. The big thing we had to do there is that we did need to... like, get our opponent to commit to those removal spells, or else we just weren't.
Right.
Weren't getting there. Keen, thank you.
Margaret Organ Keen, right.
Damn.
This is a little bit expensive.
This is so close to being real. I'd be so happy with just...
You just need A planes.
Help.
This isn't that much better.
Help.
At least this has more plays irrespective of white. Technically, you need to draw, like, you know, lands running. You have a playable card in your hand.
All right, let's...
There you go. Okay, this is better. The Changeling Wayfinder also helps.
Yeah, maybe I keep the Omni Changeling and use that instead of the Titan. You know, let's try to high roll on a mulligan like this. Like, hopefully we draw into something or our opponent plays something that Omni Changeling makes look a little better. Wayfinder is here to keep us running and kind of try to card advantage a little bit out of those.
This card again. I just say this card again because this card has been one of the new, like, green common, like, archetypes. This thing's on every fucking set.
Yeah.
I don't say that saying I dislike this card. I like it, but it is everywhere.
I will absolutely make that trade. 3 colors now. Doran?
Is one? Doran?
Doran?
Hold on, they just played a 3/1 though.
The Doran in this set doesn't care about high toughness, cares about difference.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so actually
it sounds like it looks like, you know, it reads like Doran, but if you read it again, it only cares about the... Oh, this is...
Okay. Scarecrow, huh? Or no, Treefolk?
Yeah.
Treefolk. From a distance, that looked like a scarecrow.
You know?
Killer art, though. God damn, I love how it looks. I said that again already, but...
Give me that. This thing has removed 2 counters, pick up a 3-drop to play. Incredibly powerful.
Oh, interesting.
Messed up powerful card. Just messed up good. So they get back there in Torment. They also now have a 3/6 lifelink. All right. Well. Yeah. Its mana cost is the big thing on it. So it looks like the black is the splash.
Yeah. They might have a black card in there. There it is!
Yes!
Yeah, there he is!
So yeah, it is Whenever a creature you control attacks or blocks, it gets +X/+X, where X is the difference.
Right, that's just fundamentally stronger.
All right.
Thoran attacks as a 5/10, for example.
Okay.
And the Sweeping Willow attacks as a 6/9. Nice.
Nice. I think I'm just taking the kill on the Burden Stoneback, and then...
You are lifelinking a whole bunch in return on both sides.
Like, we go to 14. That's a trick.
That helps. Yeah.
Okay. That... We can also, like, eat the Reaping Willow for this. If we wanted to like, pull it and reset it on its death.
True.
All right, we are in a dangerous zone. Everything we have is a gift gen. Okay. Okay, how do we want to go about this?
You can block and play the champion, right? As a sort of block and sack?
Yes.
Yeah.
If we wanted to, we could, like...
I think you'd block and sack against the lifelinker if that was the case, right? Prevent them from gaining 6. It's also the most power that they have on the board.
Yeah. Can we kill Dorian?
If you get the +1/+1 on your other 3, then you get 6/6. If you do it before combat, you have to do it before blockers if you do that. But it does work. You could kill Doran.
All right, so because it would be
the other question is whether or not you want to like steal Doran, not steal, but create your own Doran. But that's probably not as good than just killing him.
Okay, I think it is mana for its revive. The rare is power. Well,
means that you're not killing Doran, but you're still keeping one of the beastlings alive.
This could have been worse.
Yeah. It's not great.
It's not great.
It could have been worse.
3 cards left in hand still? Please, deck.
Oh, you did mold a 5.
Yeah, we tutored up a couple of these lands, so...
It's gonna be fun to be able to build a new Doran, like, commander deck.
Yeah.
Keeps up with the times a little bit.
It does still care about toughness greater, like on its first side.
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna get the walls of Bossing Say on the fucking table and then so it's not a defender anymore. Swing in, and you have to deal with my 30-31. My 30-60, sorry.
Have to do it this way. Oof. All right, but it was close though.
It was pretty close, yeah.
You know, but it was close though. They said it was close. Everyone was saying this. I'm so glad it was Doran, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
read the deck immediately.
Like, perfect to see out of the opponent for fun bits where it's like, because they even had like, their small creatures did work with Doran. You know, the 3-1.
Yeah, the 3-1's the difference. Makes sense. It's a 5/3 on attack.
Yeah. All right, Penguin. Okay. Absolutely.
This works no problem.
It's got champions. It's got copy of champions. It's got jump. Okay. Yeah, even a 3-2 or a 2-3 still becomes like pretty cool with it, so. I will not block, thank you very much. That is really nice to draw. Something's wrong. I think they might have the rare.
From this play.
I think they have the rare that untaps their Merfolk on cast, so I don't want to attack with this 2/2. There's a few, or maybe the kill spell that deals 4 to a tapped creature. Something here reads as don't attack. I need that land, thanks. Something there. I don't know. Okay, third land. We're in a very powerful position right now. Thunderflock can take over this because the Omni Changeling will be an elemental. There isn't a counterspell for them to sit on if they're not on double blue.
Oh shit, Griptide.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen a Griptide.
There's a Convoke one in the most... We generally get these.
I haven't seen one personally in a minute. I've seen a lot of, like, top or bottoms.
No, this one is top or bottom.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Fair. It's top or bottom, but it's second from the top. Got it. Fine.
I think I have to behold this. But yeah, it's a little funky.
Not so bad. If you get it back, then you get to reuse it at least.
One last rep. That can't be worth it.
That was not worth it. You're kidding me. A hexproof trick to avoid getting one turn of stun?
Anyway,
no, it's
no,
done.
it's done.
Stop.
It's done. Like, stop it.
Cut it out, jerk. This is exactly the instance of why this card says can't untap, by the way. We have a thing that untaps on end step in our hand, and it won't work.
You want to watch some real shit here?
I'm going to assume it's that you're going to pick it up with Thunderflock, right?
There are like a lot fewer playable counterspells in this format. There's a blue one that you have to blight or pay 1 to, that's like a cancel. And there's a couple rare ones. Anyway.
You don't want to attack your Thunderflock?
Nah, I'm good. I love that we get the real, but we get the real chant back. This is so much of what I wanted out of the deck. Yeah, there's like a Glenelindra counter everything thing. Okay.
I'm going to assume that there's not that many of them because they are really problematic for judges to explain how they work. Are there many kindred spells in there that aren't creatures in this set? I know that there's a few, but...
a dozen, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They wouldn't go super, super hard on it because of how...
There's a cycle of commands, and then there's some changeling one-offs and some, like, reprints. Combat?
Mainly, I'm just asking because I'm wondering... This is a really creature-heavy format then, right?
13, okay. Yeah, it's a cycle of commands, reprint of Crib Swap, reprint of Nameless Inversion, and then, like, a couple that are like that spider spawning that we saw. That is that's an elf.
Yeah.
You know, according to the board, they're ahead.
True.
You have something. Use it. I know you have something.
I find it difficult to justify sitting on something even longer if that's what they're doing right now. On the other hand, it might be a bounce. Yeah, okay. They were... I don't actually want to give them another Omni Changeling back, is what it was.
But they're going to.
Yeah. So this is another Thunderflock, for example.
Let's
grab a land and immediately champions, or... Yeah, it makes sense too.
Nah, champion with no board on their end. I want to wait until there's a... The land I want out of here so that I can, like...
now?
It's just replaying the Wanderbride Preacher. That Manolith that turns into a 4/4. Okay, yeah. I guess, like, they have tried so hard to protect this creature. Wanderbride Preacher. The creature. Sure.
A preacher.
Champion? Behold? You gain your life again? It's still here. That Wanderbride Preacher has gained, what, like 10 life? Even though it doesn't ever untap. Aha.
Okay, but what as?
So, Personify doesn't block this because this doesn't target. They could Thunderflock to bounce everything? Yeah? Sure.
That's right, their preacher's still around.
Right? Like, cool. I just... You know? Behold?
Yeah, it's just we're still gonna tap the Sunderflock and attack through it, so it doesn't really matter.
If you counter a champion card, it goes to hell forever, yes. As mentioned, there are less counter spells in this format, and that might be a piece of it. There's not like a common Mana Leak variant that's like easily played as the piece that's not there. Alright. The Preacher still lives. Creature. I'm so happy with the play pattern on this deck, where like...
It's doing exactly what you wanted this deck to do.
Yeah. It also has like a little bit of a
you're
Merfolk
copying
aggro,
champions.
Like, yeah.
You're copying champions, you're copying Sunderflock, you're copying just a bunch of things here. Playing and picking the cards back up.
Yeah. The Preacher returns. Okay.
They have some way to tap it.
Copy it?
They have a Convoke card.
Are they going to copy Sunderflock again?
A second one would actually be harder to deal with.
All right.
The first one took like an hour and not in a mono red style, taking an hour.
Yeah, 2-3. It was a bit of a we landed on white with a lot of like repeated really powerful white rares, and everybody around us was in white, so we were a little lost on colors. And we're able to win off the back of things like, you know, Kith Binding and such. Yeah, buddy. Another. Well.
Doesn't change anything.
They were the most defensive person in the world on the Preacher. Like,
they wanted to keep this 2/2 alive. It gained life every time he got tapped.
that rules.
I've had games where I have to do that kind of thing. I have one creature. I have to do everything in my power to save this one creature forever.
It does seem like they had no other creature.
Yeah, I think that really was what it was. They had like 3 creatures that entire game, even though it was like a 7, 8, 9 turn game.
On the draw,
Australasian Swamp Hen, huh? Neat. I can respect an Australasian Swamp Hen.
This is... If we draw land 3, we draw land 4, and we have like a lot of things. We have the feastlings. So... Obviously, like, there's the awkward bit of this, but it's 3 bites rather than 2, which means I'm fine with that. Each of those bites is about a 50-50. Every... Ooh.
There you go.
Forest is white.
It's a white forest.
Forest is white. Plains is green, forest is white. We know these things. So this is like a... You choose the color on this
What
one.
is that card?
Not a fertile ground, but like a Utopia Sprawl-esque thing.
Yeah.
But it's here for the Vivid stuff because Vivid cares about colors of cards you control.
Mm-hmm. And this is now a white card.
Dorian, yeah. Dorian, yes. Hello, Dorian's here again for ass kicking number 2.
Damn.
Turn 3, Dorian. Oh, we're about to get crushed.
Okay.
Whew, okay. That was off of 2 pieces of fixing. Double green and then the Eclipsed Realms. All right. 5/10 coming in. No blocks. We're good. Five mana. Ooh, okay.
That's a 7/6 on the swing.
Yeah. Alright. I only see one way through this. They can't have interaction. So we're going to block here. Oh god, we don't have enough mana to be able to play these. We're still on 4. I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, we must be on 5. No, we're not. Oh no. Okay.
Oh, you're dead.
We are.
This is Doran
Well,
kicking your ass.
Well, one last rep. Dorian v. Dorian.
Attacks or blocks.
Attacks
okay,
or
damn.
blocks. It's not enough, but it's like I could, you know, it's like we can kill here, but
Yeah, not enough to survive.
oh, this is sweet. I love that Doran killed me twice. That our champion deck is elementally weak to Doran the Siege Tower's return.
You know, if you're gonna lose to something, that's pretty fun of a thing to lose to.
Yeah. they ramped into it. It's a 4-drop. They played a ramp spell to get into it and played like multiple pieces of fixing.
Yeah, and that's a rare spell that has 3 different mana costs, and
Dorian the original was
not
a
exactly
was a 3-drop, and it was very fun.
Yes, Dorian the original attacked as a 5/5 basically.
All right. Let me rip open some packs quick. Yeah, Nameless Inversion. It's an uncommon now because it's very powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's this cycle here as well. There's like a few of these.
There's an enchantment for each of them. The elf one, the goblin one.
Yeah, there's like the Clashan we didn't pick up. And then the commands that are... The first mode on each of the command is the same copy of target.
Create top, yeah.
Here's Elf Champion, which has a very interesting line of text.
Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card.
Yep. Glimpse of Nature.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
Glimpse of Nature on a 4-mana 6/6 seems fucked up. Because like that immediately just discounts the downside of Beholds, basically, if you actually finish playing it.
Yep. This is like a Glenelundra Archmage.
Yeah, it's
esque.
Not quite, but it's like
it's calling
I get
to it.
Yeah.
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 Our buddy.
Hey, Sunderflock, we saw you. Harmonized Crescendo. I think you had the opportunity to take this, but didn't because it's so expensive.
Shadow Urchins, the play on Dusk Urchins. Similar.
This guy looks like an ATOG. Like this could be like a a black-red ATOG easily.
Oh, baby. These things are pretty cool. I've seen like folks wanting to be like, what if you manifest dread this into play and flip it up, sort of stuff.
Makes sense, yeah. And here's our requisite dragon for the set.
Yeah, has Wither.
Has Wither.
And also hands Wither off to
I love it when they give like combat keywords to spells. I think it's so fun.
Deals damage to creatures in the form of -1/-1 encounters. There was a burn spell in Eventide that did that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was just 3 for 3. But yeah. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. So normally, just as like a thing for the way I stream, I tend to keep my streams as a place that is, I want folks to be able to come in here and just have a good time. Be like a nice, like enjoyable space to escape from the world. Right now, I feel the need to specifically break that kayfabe. I don't do that terribly often. I do like to have, on my Slay the Spire streams, I keep my pride flags up, which gets me comments yelling at me all the time, but I will never stop. But no, I if you want to see me in a space where I'm usually more yelling about events, we freeing Palestine, trans rights, and the current occupation of Minneapolis. That's for Blue Sky. But for today, it isn't. Because I live in Minnesota, and I have family in Minneapolis, and it's a bad way. It's a bad situation. It's a time that has me just kind of lost and listless and thinking about Luigi and the power of love, and thinking about the end of season 1 of Andor, thinking about the ways that ice needs to be dismantled and destroyed, not moved out, not like moved to another city. It needs to be gone.
I'm looking forward to the eventual Nuremberg trials that they're going to undergo.
So yeah, I have to say something about it, because I can't just shout into a void anymore. Fuck ICE, fuck this administration, fuck all of this shit. The best thing I can tell you is to find someone you care for, find someone that you love, find someone that you want to spend time with, and tell them this, and do that, because Renee can't anymore, because Alex can't anymore, and because that's the world we live in now, where people in Minneapolis get executed in the broad daylight on the street. I don't know. hold people close. Take every day as you can, and then build your networks where you can. We gotta hold each other. So anyway, I can't not. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Doc, for being here, for jumping in the draft. Y'all have a good one. We'll be doing Trails tomorrow. Dragon Quest VII's demo on Wednesday. But have a good night and stay safe. Fuck ice. Dismantle it. Gone. I want it. I want it gone, destroyed. It can't just move.